popping here for an overnight stay in La Union on our way to Nicaragua, and we had to fill out one of those sort of strange "why are you coming here" type of forms, and boy, that was janky, so fingers crossed. But we still have a boat ride and a shuttle to do before we know. Well, good morning. This is the first time I've had to wake up to an alarm in ages, so it's weird what that does to your spirit. We're headed to the migration office to meet our ride, which will be a boat to Potosi in Nicaragua. Children stare at me everywhere I go. And then we'll be in. Well, that was a very smooth process. Now we're being warned of huge delays at the next border, so let's go on to the next thing.
That aforementioned janky pre-entry form that was mandatory to complete, supposedly, was never seen again.
And we're off.
No one else in line received confirmation that was satisfactory to the Nicaraguan authorities for filling it out either.
That's Nicaragua. Our personal experience today is that did not live up to the scary Reddit hype of Potosi being the scariest, hardest core crossing, so on to Leon.
So the result was that we had to pay 15 USD for arrival instead of 13 USD for arrival. For the measly $2 penalty, I recommend just not filling out the confusing pre-arrival form. Crossing into Nicaragua was smooth and we were shuttled to Leon. After settling into a private room at La Tortuga Beluda Hostel,
that's a cat greeting us.
We went to dinner at the only vegetarian restaurant in town called Cocolala.
Hi. Hi. This cat looks part Maine Coon. Featuring such items as vegan tuna avocado toast, yuca brava, yuca fries, vegetarian or vegan nachos, summer rolls, rice paper rolls, salads, soups. Oh my god, burgers and hot dogs. This place has everything veganizable, very few items list non-vegan items. There's a bit of things with cheese, and right behind me there is a swimming pool that's big and nice and seemingly pretty decently maintained that is included with your visit here, so bring a swimsuit and swim in a lush garden. We ordered the California shrimp Baja tacos, as well as the nachos, which list a cashew cream and almond cheese. The nachos are rich and dense, 2 types of cheese, ground beef type topping. So dense we gotta use a fork to cut through all these toppings. The shrimp tacos are very interesting. Relatively neutral in taste, but just a really nice balance of things there, so damn, I am so stoked about this place. All of that delicious food, quite big, large portions, great service, in a beautiful atmosphere, was $25 before tip. That included a beer for Natalia, a soda water for me, and 2 enormous top-of-the-line entrees. That is the endemic Nicaraguan slider, like a red-eared slider. Just walks around here, apparently, doing turtle stuff. Well, it's beautiful weather, and by beautiful weather I mean dry and almost oppressively hot. So we're gonna do what we always do and duck into a market, grab a SIM card, get some things, and then start really seeing it. That sound is an air raid siren, so that is not a very comfy sound, but no one seems to be upset about it. It's happening right at noon. We're gonna try out Comedor Pa Mi Gente. It is not vegan, but it has vegan options, and it's sort of typical local food. And they know what vegan is, apparently. Let's see if that's true. It's actually a whole different vegetarian section here with many items vegan. Love that. We got some textured soy protein, beans, rice, classic gallo, some potato stewed vegetables, and another stewed protein type of dish. Both meals, $7.50 Canadian, with a little tip on there too. Good value. Now we wait to see how it digests. Well, we're headed out today in cute little coordinating outfits. Today we're going to look at a massive BWC. That's right, Big White Cathedral. It's known for its beautiful white roof, great selfie point, and panoramic views of the city of Leon. It's also the largest cathedral in all of Central America.
The Cathedral of the Assumption of Mary, also known as a bunch of long Spanish words, is a significantly important and historic landmark in León, Nicaragua. The cathedral was awarded World Heritage Site status, and its construction lasted between 1747 and 1814.
Well, we've got this very official ticket. It does say in there that you need ID, which was concerning because one of us doesn't have it. I only had like my local home ID, and it was suggesting that extranjeros need a passport, which we don't have on us. Your ID just to be sure. The per person cost for people who are not from Nicaragua is 145 Cordobas per person, which is about $6 Canadian. This is one of the premier things to do in León. Oh, that's a narrow staircase.
It was consecrated by Pope Pius IX in 1860, and it has maintained the status of being the largest cathedral in Central America and one of the best known in the Americas due to its distinct architecture and special cultural importance. The music playing in the background is indeed live, by the way. They had a massive multi-piece brass band, and because it was a Sunday, things were in full swing.
Didn't they say not to climb the structures?
The architectural design was developed in 1762 by the Guatemalan architect Diego José de Torres y Esquivel, who you can tell I knew personally because I'm able to pronounce his name so well.
Even though they tell you 100 times not to climb on these domes or any of those structures, we just saw someone who was doing that, and the guide came over and made them delete every single picture. So don't climb on the stuff they tell you not to climb on. Come on, tourists, do better.
It blends the Baroque and Neoclassicism styles with some influences from Gothic, Renaissance, and Mudéjar styles. Thus, the building is categorized as belonging to the eclecticism movement. The cathedral has a rectangular plan, kind of a general type in those centuries.
It's also very hot out, we gotta go.
The towers and the facade are mainly neoclassical.
A very nice tour. Because you have to take your shoes off, I think it might be good to remember to maybe bring socks, because some of the cement up there was really hot that it can give a little bit of a foot burn. Bring identification, bring 145 Cordobas if you're not born in Nicaragua. Once again, Google is wrong about the hours. On Sunday it was from 9, but in this case we had to wait till 9:15 before anyone attended to the ticket booth until about 1. It says currently 8:30 to 12.
Less than 10 kilometers away from León itself is a lovely beach town area called Las Penitas. We took a 75-cent bus from Mercaditos to Tiaba, where the bus stop was clearly marked outside. How nice!
A little bit of litter here, but not terrible. And a lot of closed up rancho/resort looking places. But we see some folks hanging out, doing beach stuff. Oh, it's quite nice. You like it?
Yeah.
Serene and picturesque. How can you tell that you're in Central America? 'Cause everywhere you look, there's a cross in the distance. What a beautiful country. Highly recommend. Let's go try another spot. Well, it's a very serene little place. It's not too busy, but there's little stores and places for you to get some refreshments. The town square part is right here, a bit of a rockier beach. One of many beaches. Keep walking and there's more. It's a bit rough against the rocks for Natalia here, but a beautiful spot. Wow. Like a 40-minute bus. Bus was 20 Cordobas, which is about 75 cents Canadian. And there's lots of little places to hang out, especially right in this main square here. But over where we are, just one beach over around the other side of the rocks, was very nice, very desolate, and still some closed down ranchos and resorts for you to rest and have shade in. Wow, Nicaragua. Very impressive. What a lovely place. That first beach was called Ponaloya. The beach we were just at was called Las Penitas because the town is called Las Penitas. All right. And to avoid having a dirty Los Bonitas, make sure you...
We took another easy and convenient ride home on the same bus and found friends at the hostel who were convinced to come eat at Coco Lala with us. Vegan agenda.
This time, we're taking like 6 people with us to the vegetarian restaurant. 1 meal at a time.
Friends had all this good stuff, and I tried a dessert and thought that the
Carrot cake is very sweet, but quite perfect. I wouldn't have garnished it with raw carrot, but otherwise, delicious.
That's the best thing I've eaten tonight. We've unlocked the second cat. Today we're headed to Leon's premier attraction, which is Volcano Boarding. We're gonna take these very scientific looking contraptions down on an active volcano. Fun fact, the Cerro Negro volcano has not erupted in 25 years, and yet it is due to erupt every 18. If you're watching this video, we didn't die. Luxury transport here in Nicaragua. You always gotta appreciate an activity that comes with a free t-shirt. Now it's time for a 45-minute drive to the base of the volcano. The tour is $35 plus $10 entry US. It's quite a ride.
Volcano boarding on Cerro Negro in Nicaragua involves sliding down a 726-meter active volcano on a wooden sled at speeds they claim can attain 100 kilometers an hour, but I'm not so sure given what we experienced.
One last stop for the bathroom and a bit of a debrief, where now that they've got us all the way here, they're probably going to tell us it's dangerous.
This extreme activity involves a 45 to 60-minute hike up, followed by a thrilling 2-minute descent over volcanic rock and ash and sand, which gets literally in every hole of your body.
Well, we started. The guest experience is that you just get herded all around. Do this, go over here. No, not like that. Stand here. We have now started the 1-hour hike to the top, where we will hurdle ourselves, hopefully not to our deaths. Volcano that could erupt anytime!
The hike itself is reasonably easy over loose rock, sand, and larger stones, and features endless sweeping panoramic views that offer dark, dramatic contrasts of green and blue and yellow tones of the distant fields, and the beautiful sky set against the stark black hill.
It's getting a little steeper, a little more loose, and windier. We just got to slide down and get out of here to be declared safe. Folks making their way up. It's not actually that bad. We're almost at the end here, and the whole hike up takes about 40 minutes to an hour depending on your speed. We opted to have someone bring the boards up for us for an additional 5.
Next up, the application of safety coveralls and then stowing our backpacks under them, which made everyone appear perfect. How fun!
Your feet are always touching the ground. Remember, don't put your feet on top of the boards.
To say, the organization at the top was not incredible.
That's me sliding. It was tough to make the thing go fast at first, but speed picked up as I was almost all the way down.
Well, we're loaded back in now and heading to lunch. Quick debrief. Yeah, it was fun. It was fine. I actually feel like it was a little bit expensive for the type of activity. You don't get going too fast. You can't quite figure out how to do it right at first, so a practice run sure would have been good. But the walk is beautiful, the scenery is beautiful, price is a little high. We paid somewhere in the neighborhood of about $70 Canadian for the whole thing, $10 US to get in, $35 for the ride, $5 more all US to have your board taken up to the top for you, and it gets very hard to carry it in the wind. It kind of blows you around. I would say also the communication, just about what to do and where to do it, was a little lacking. Obviously, not everyone's speaking, proficient English, so there was a good attempt made. But yeah, it was good. It was good. Well, our stay here at this hostel was actually very, very nice. Great free breakfast included. All the people working here very friendly, and such a reasonable price. My goodness, it was like less than $30 Canadian a night with breakfast right in the center. Really appreciate them here. If you're headed to Leon, make sure you look them up and come here. It's a great place to stay. And we are now headed to Granada. For Vegan Everywhere in beautiful Leon, Nicaragua, I'm David.